With us, DCH spokesperson Brad Fisher. Brad, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you so much for joining us. I know this must be a tense time there. What's the situation inside the hospital?
Well, inside the hospital, we are on a lockdown at our emergency department entrance and our north entrance. These would be, both of these entrances are closest to University Boulevard. Our south entrance, which is really our main entrance, is open, but access to the whole campus is restricted. If you try to come onto the campus, an officer will turn you away. They're letting folks leave, but they're not letting folks onto the campus. I imagine because they're afraid that they would try to go around the campus and drive into the situation at the north end of the campus.
Can you give us an idea of how this all started to unfold, about what time and what happened? We're hearing that there was an armed person outside in the parking lot.
Yes, it's my understanding that it was a police pursuit that ended here, and the suspect in the car left his vehicle and is now dismounted in the parking lot with a weapon. I know of no shots that have been fired, but there is a pretty significant police presence here, and I believe they're negotiating with him now.
Mr. Fisher, sadly, these days, most large areas like yours, like a hospital, would have a procedure for this. Do you all have that procedure, and did that kick in immediately?
Yes, we have that procedure, and yes, it kicked in as soon as we realized the situation we were dealing with.
And just another question for you. You mentioned that people are being allowed to leave. Is that people inside the hospital, or just people that maybe were in the parking lot at the time trying to get out of the way there now?
No one on the north side is being allowed to leave the building to get to their vehicles. So the people that would be leaving would be either visitors or patients who are being discharged and leaving from the entrance, which is basically a block away from here at the other end of the building.
And Mr. Fisher, the person that we're talking about here with the armed person, are they inside the hospital or in the parking lot?
They've never been inside the building.
Okay.
They've been in the parking lot the whole time.
What would you tell folks who might be needing to get to the hospital, or employees who may be coming in for work? What would you tell those folks?
For employees coming in to work, come to the south entrance. There should be a shift starting at 7. Basically, a lot of folks are working 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And the officer will let you in, and you could park on the south side. For folks who are just coming to visit, I would suggest you just not come to the hospital for now until this situation is handled.
Well, we certainly hope that this situation will be handled very quickly. Again, just for people who might be joining us right now on air, can you tell us what side of the hospital where this is all unfolding? I know that people need to stay away from the entire area, but where is this all taking place?
The hospital is basically shaped like a large capital I, or Roman numeral 1. There with a north side and a south side. The north side of the hospital touches University Boulevard for anyone who's ever come to Tuscaloosa for a game. Our emergency department, which is a very busy emergency department, is on that north side. And this gentleman is in the parking lot immediately outside the emergency department. So that whole northern side of the hospital, contiguous to University Boulevard, is closed down. Folks are able to leave out the south entrance, but it's my understanding that no one is being allowed onto the campus. The officers are asking them to move along.
I know this must be a stressful time for your workers and for anyone who has a loved one in the hospital who may be seeing this and they're worried. How would you reassure them?
Well, the situation was contained. In fact, there was a number of officers who were right behind this guy when he left his car. So the situation has been contained the whole time. But if you looked out your window, you'll see a lot of flashing red and blue lights and a lot of officers. So, but the situation is under control. But I wouldn't come here for now until the officers get this handled.
And Mr. Fisher, you mentioned before that this was happening just outside of the ER. How is that impacting maybe ambulances coming in, bringing in patients?
It's impacting them by them not coming.
Is there another area of the hospital that you're taking them to? Or are they being moved to, being told to go to a different hospital in the area?
We are on diversion at the moment.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Fisher, again, thank you. We're seeing now through our live shot the police officials there kind of directing folks out of the parking lot. I know hospital work there it must be progressing normally. Is that what's happening inside? I think we've now lost Brad Fisher with DCH Regional Hospital. Let's go back to Chip Scarborough, though. He's there on the ground. He's providing these pictures that you see. This looks like a tough time for this to happen, time of day, Chip, and that location there right next to those tracks has got to be a little dangerous too.
Yeah, Lisa, this is basically all unfolding right at rush hour. You have students leaving the University of Alabama just down the road. You have people getting off their regular jobs who have to go by the hospital to get home, and well, they're coming here and being faced with this breaking, unfolding story. As we've been telling you, officials here at DCH Regional Medical Center telling us a man confined to a parking lot near the ER at the hospital with a gun. They're working to figure out exactly how this situation is going to play out. They're working to solve it peacefully. In the meantime, traffic cannot go towards University Boulevard if you're coming from McFarland Boulevard or coming from the western part of town, closer to Northport. You simply cannot get off 82 at McFarland Boulevard at University Boulevard. You will have to find an alternate route, and that's been one of the challenges here on the scene for me as a reporter trying to get around to University Boulevard. Police have it blocked off and will not let anyone make their way over to University Boulevard. Everyone is being told to take a direction away from University Boulevard, which you can see here on Edward Hilliard Road. Traffic only moving away from DCH and away from University Boulevard. There is no traffic coming towards University Boulevard because of that police car that you see right there. And with trains passing through the area, as they do often in Tuscaloosa, we've seen two here in the past 15 minutes. There's the second one going right now. Traffic is left just with nothing to do but sit here and wait for that train to pass by, and that looks like the end of it there. So cars should be able to move across the tracks in just a couple of minutes. But we, like you, are working to get new information from police and from hospital officials. As soon as we can bring it to you, we will certainly do so, but certainly an unpleasant traffic situation here.
All right, Chip, we're going to let you get away from the camera for a moment to try to gather some more information. But again, we just want to recap folks on what's happening there. It sounds like a police pursuit kind of ended in the parking lot of the ER at DCH Regional Medical Center there, right near the University of Alabama campus in Tuscaloosa. Now, they tell us that police officers have this man surrounded, who we understand is armed, and are now out of the car in the ER parking lot. The hospital, though, is closed for anyone who might need to get in. Employees can go to the south entrance to get in there, but this is a lockdown situation. As you can see, officers diverting traffic here.
Of course, we're